up? What's up? What's up? I am back with another video. I got my cousin here, Aisha. And we're going to be talking about relationships. We're both in one. Kind of, sort of.
Slightly. Slightly, due to technical difficulties.
Just a little old.
Buzzing.
Gang. We're in a Car Chronicles. We can do that, the Car Chronicles. Okay. This is the Car Chronicles.
Part 1.
Part 2.
Okay, so what do you want to tackle first?
It don't matter to me.
Let's talk about
It don't matter to me.
before, like, we just dive into the heartbreak parts of relationships. I guess, like, advice to make your relationship work.
Communication.
Oh, is the key.
That is the biggest.
Biggest
That
thing.
is the biggest thing. Communication and then trust.
Yep.
The two most.
I think
important
people like automatically
things.
go off of loyalty, but if you don't, anything can be loyalty.
Yeah.
A pet can
Anything.
be loyalty,
Right.
but if you don't have trust that person can go out and be loyal while they're out and about, it's
You
like,
ain't got nothing.
and if they can't communicate, while
Honey,
they're out and about,
communication and trust is like the biggest issues that relationships have nowadays in our generation.
yeah,
Because
don't
all they
nobody
be
wanna
worried about
trust.
is shooting people, smoking, killing people, going out to the clubs,
Hoes.
drinking, hoes, all that. That's all they care about.
all they care about.
And then you got girls like us that be like,
Very easy to
calm
talk
down,
to.
like-
Very, all about growth and
exactly, all that good stuff.
And people don't understand that or appreciate it sometimes. Like, I'm trying to better us, not just better me. I'm trying to better
Period,
us.
Pooh. Like, we in this together. Ain't nobody, no, this is not a one-on-one. You do your thing, I do mine. That's not what
That's
a
not-
relationship is.
Exactly.
And
People
half
get
the
that
time,
confused.
people don't even understand that. Look at that dragonfly.
Just staring at us.
Like, what y'all doing in here?
Yeah, people don't be.
They don't get it.
I think now our generation wants all these things, but don't want to put in the work to actually
Right,
have
'cause
all these things.
Everybody want to be married, have kids, you
Yeah.
know, be wealthy, you know.
Mhm.
But we can't do that if y'all not trying to really do that.
Really do that. I feel like it's good to, like, work on yourself and build yourself, but when you have somebody that can be a great asset to all the things that you already want to have in life, it's like, why not do the right thing
Exactly.
and make sure that,
Right.
because two
Why
bags
not
is way
try?
better than one.
Why not try to help your partner like your partner's trying to help you?
Don't nobody be caring.
They don't. And they don't understand that.
And that leads to all kind of confusion
And then,
Assumptions
yup,
and-
and then we accusing y'all or y'all accusing us.
and we overthinking too much, overbearing,
Over
too
texting,
assertive,
over calling, because I will do that.
right. I'm gonna give you
Pull
a
up
good
game
100
strong.
calls and probably 52 text messages. Then I'm really, really done. Like, I'm really, really done. I'm not gonna blow you up no more.
She done, not me.
I feel like 100.
I'm gonna put it through the roof, okay?
52 it's good enough. Like, that's when I feel like you got my point. Cause who gonna sit there and be like, dang,
Honey, my paragraph be this long. Period, Pooh. And I need you to read every single thing.
see,
I be making essays. Oh.
learn something, okay?
Right. School taught me a little bit.
Penmanship was really great.
Okay.
I feel like now I done got out of the paragraph stage. I'm just like where I'll text you like nothing 1 billion times. Cause I know if I text with the person I'm dealing with, if I text a whole paragraph, it may or may not be read.
I already know mine's not being read, but I'm still seeing that one.
I feel like instead of me expressing all of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and send you 75 dots.
Who are
And then, when you finally be like, okay, she's doing too much. Let me see what she want. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, so this is what I want to say. And it's either you gonna take it or you not. However you receive what I'm dishing out to you is however you receive what I'm dishing out to you. But don't say that I'm not doing my part. Because I feel like once you get to the point where you're done communicating, it's like, dang, now you don't want to talk.
That's when they want to communicate and actually try to get out what you want to talk about. No, I'm done. I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to
do it. Or in my case, it's like, you know, you're being, I guess, moody, or you being too doing whatever. Too much. Like you're doing too much. Now you got an attitude, and it's like when I didn't have one, and when I was being cool about things, you know, you were like beating around the bush with me. You wasn't trying to hear what I'm saying. But now that I'm putting my foot down, I'm being extra and I'm doing the most and I'm over the top, and you don't got time for it. You don't want to hear it, and it's like
you just doing too little.
When I stop doing anything, that's when it's gonna be a problem, because you're gonna feel it and you're gonna feel me. But
period, boo. And that's what y'all gotta learn. Y'all gotta know it's okay to, you know, these is okay. These paragraphs is okay.
Just read them, not all the time. Them. Not all the time, because I'm not finna do that all the time.
Exactly. Now my fingers, I'm telling you, my fingers be hurting. They be this long. They be this long. My fingers be hurting. So sometimes you just gotta call. Okay.
And don't not answer that. That's another thing. I feel like it's okay to get advice from people whenever you're going through certain stuff in your relationship, but you have to be mindful who you're getting advice from, because everybody,
that is true.
Every ear is not a good ear, and every mouth is not a good mouth. Like, you're not
got your best interest at heart.
Exactly. And I feel like if I come to you, I feel like I'm coming to you because either you've seen me around that person, or you know, you've gotten that vibe, or you know me well enough to tell me if I'm going off the hedges or not.
Exactly.
But I'm not just going to randomly go talk to somebody that doesn't somewhat know the person, because haven't been around to see how we react with each other, or haven't been, you know, really updated in what's going on in your personal life, and have a conversation, because I feel like that advice that you're going to get is not, not genuine. It's not genuine. It's going to be biased, because they're going off of, well, what would I do? Or I feel like you should, because you've already, it's one-sided, and it's not really like,
you ain't got the full story, baby.
I don't like stuff like that. I feel like advice should be kept to a minimum of people, and it should, even if you trust that person, it still got to be like, I don't know.
You gotta find that out before you even try to come tell them anything. Not even just about your relationship, about your life, period. You gotta fill out that person first. You gotta see what they own before you can tell them anything. Because, like she said, everybody don't got your best interest at heart.
You can't be. I don't care if you and the person been friends for years and years and years over a decade.
And them be the ones.
And those be the main ones. Because, first of all, I feel like if that's somebody that you trust with your life, cool. But you can't bring them into the surface of your relationship problems if one, y'all don't communicate on a basis for them to even know your relationship when it's good. Right. So it's like they can't outweigh the good and the bad, because they don't know you. The you now, because you're a completely different person when you get into a relationship. Right, you know, you become one with somebody, so they don't know you as the whole of the relationship you're in. They don't really know your partner, so they can't really advise you how to move. They could tell you, you know, the basic, you know, advice: follow your heart, go with your instincts, you know, try to communicate first. If that don't work, then, you know, then you figure out what you want to do, or maybe you should be having this conversation with that person. Because I feel like if you can't communicate with your partner first about whatever you're going through, you shouldn't be going to get no advice from nobody. Because the problem,
that should be your number one person, right? That should be your best friend. You should be able to tell your partner any and everything,
right? Without it having to be any kind of like judgment or arguments. Even if you go argue just a little bit, I feel like nobody wants to go through the slopes of the relationship. Everybody want everything, but it's like, are you ready for them times? Or y'all both gonna be crying, your heart gonna be aching because you're tired of fussing and fighting, but you don't want to give up. but you just tired of
Relationships
fussing
is
and fighting.
hard.
And
They're hard.
yeah, you go from I hate you, I love you, I don't want to be with
It's
you,
a lot
I
of ups
can't
and
be
downs.
without you, we need a break,
Yeah.
then we coming back together. Like,
It's a lot of ups and downs. It's an emotional roller coaster.
yeah.
Don't let, and if the dudes or whoever you with, the dudes, the girl, whoever, be like, oh, they don't feel nothing, they ain't got no emotion, they lying.
They lying
They
because you have some kind of
They
emotion.
lying. Because if they didn't have no emotions when y'all break up or when y'all off or whatever, y'all wouldn't be back together.
Right.
Y'all wouldn't be trying to make nothing work. So whenever they say that, just be like, okay, because you know they lying. Just say okay, because that's what I do.
And let
Okay.
it go. And that's another big part. Sometimes
Alright.
you have to let certain stuff go. You don't necessarily gotta let the relationship
Let me tell
go.
you about that. I wrote a whole dang on paper on let it go. That was I'm for real, like, I was one day, and I was like, the words I need to hear is let it go. I had just got finished praying,
Mm.
and God was like, write this stuff down. And your main point is going to be about let it go. I still had that paper and I wrote it in a notebook. Talking about these bugs, honey, these bugs. Talking about let it go, and that's for real. Like that's your first step is letting it go.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Especially
brought
as a
that up
female.
because I really did write that down. I prayed about that and
I need to
everything,
start
and God
writing.
was like, write this, talk about this, and it was just for me.
Mm.
Sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you need to write. If you ain't got nobody to talk to, write down what you're thinking about. It'll help you. It helped me that night. It helped me get a lot of stuff off my chest.
Yeah.
Talk to God, and that's what He was telling me
I
to
need
write.
to do
and
that because
wrote
I
it.
need to let go.
Yep.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna send you that. Cause I wrote a whole. It was like a front and back piece of notebook paper, and all it was talking about was let it go. I don't know why, but He told me to write it, and I did it, and now I'm just like, okay. We get an argument. Okay, you're right.
Right.
You're right.
Because sometimes it's not worth
Because I don't have
pushing
time arguing with you no more. I done already told you what we about to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, you agree. If you don't, you know what you gotta do. So, the arguing stuff is out the window for me. I ain't got time. I mean, that out the window. I ain't got time for it no more. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. That's what I say. You just gotta let it go. Sometimes it's not worth it. God put people in your life for a reason. If that reason was just for a few months, then it was just for a few months.
Yeah.
If it was for a lifetime, then it was for a lifetime. But everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You can't keep dwelling on the past. That's why I got to keep telling myself.
Right.
You can't keep bringing up the past issues.
Yep.
Especially if you're going to stay with that person. If you committed yourself to work it out and be together, you got to let go of the past. It's not going to do nothing but hurt the relationship, hurt
Right.
you, hurt them, hurt everything. So you just got to let it go.
I need to
Live your
stop
life
worrying
in
about
peace.
other people's past. That's what I gotta do.
Yeah, and that too, you can't worry about nobody else's past because you ain't go through it. That's not
Yeah.
something you went through. Even though you worrying about it to help them,
Yeah.
but if they don't want no help,
Let it go.
you just gotta let it go. For real though, everything ain't worth it.
It's definitely not. I keep looking everywhere but the
Me
camera because
too.
we outside. in the
Me
car.
too.
But yeah, it be like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to let go though. Not necessarily like let go of what I think things can be, but let go of what they're not at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the toughest part about it for me because it's like I know what it can be. I know what it will be if both of us decide to put the effort into it. But it's like I'm so worried about the whole 100 when I can only do 50. So I have to be like, okay, well, you can't control the other 50. You just got to work on yours. And if you secure yours, then that's all you can do is secure yours.
But see, I think as us being women, girls, whatever, that's what we think about. Like, that's in our nature to do, is to worry about the whole 50. I mean, the whole 100. when it really is 50-50, but women take on more emotions than men.
Yeah, but it's like with a woman. So.
Well, she's
So
emotional
like-
too, so that's
And that's
probably
the
why.
thing. Like
Y'all two
same-sex
emotions
relationships is very,
she's with a
very
girl, y'all.
strong.
Yeah.
So when things go wrong, you're
Yeah.
when things go wrong, you're like, okay, so what is it? Because we're both women, so it's like I know that when you say something, you have to be passionate about it. Because when I say something, I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
So if you say you're done, then you're done. If you say you don't want to work on it, then you don't want to work on it.
Right.
But it's like I also know that because we're both women, we're bipolar. So
Yeah.
it's
Women.
like one moment
And
you
stubborn.
feel like this ain't what you want. The next moment you feel like it's what you want. And I feel like, you know,
Excuse me.
that's why when you step into the I don't want to say the wrong word for it because I don't want nobody to have a lot of commentary, but when you step into the same-sex relationship, be it man or woman, you have to be certain of what you want to do, and you can't just go dibbing and dabbing because
you got to be for sure.
It's a whole different ballgame, and I'm learning that hard way. I'm not saying I'm there's no going back for me. No going back for me, but I'm learning why I couldn't be serious about it at first, because all of this stuff that I can endure now, and you know I'm strong enough to endure now because of what I went through with the opposite sex. You know, I couldn't do it then, because had I been going through the roller coaster with the same sex at that time where I wasn't strong headed, I don't know. It would have probably been worse than what things were.
But you're getting through it.
Yeah, I think I'm handling things pretty
getting
well.
through it. The world is changing.
Yeah, it's getting
It's
more.
not making it any better. Neither that we got this pandemic going on, and
Everything is intense.
everything is a worry.
Yeah,
We have to worry about a lot more stuff
Yeah.
than we had to before all this coronavirus stuff was going on.
yeah.
But it's life, I guess.
It's life.
Live and learn. At this point, you gotta live and learn.
I just don't want to be in a situation where I have to learn. Like, I think that when people say, you know, sometimes you just, like, it's some people are in your life for a lesson. Yeah, but I don't feel like all lessons have to be, you know, terminated. Like, I don't feel like the lesson has to always be, oh, that person came in your life, did what they had to do, and they was just there for a season. I feel like a lesson can be multiple things. Like, I feel like one of my lessons was teaching me how to love somebody.
Right.
So it's like,
There can be multiple things.
I don't feel like, you know, just because I may or may not be going through a slope of the roller coaster, that don't mean the lesson is, you know, that's the end of it.
Right,
yeah.
right,
I just think it's, you know, we're at a slope, and this is the first slope. So it's like we have to figure out if this is what we really want to do.
Right.
Well, to me, ain't no figuring out. So if you watch this video, baby, ain't no figuring out.
Hit
I
my
feel
line, baby.
I feel like there's no figuring out. It's just,
Right.
you know, we
You
on
know
this
what?
ride.
And it's
So
once you know, you know.
yeah, and
So
I
like
feel
we
very
know,
certain.
we
Yeah.
know that this is just a roller coaster that we got to get over.
Yeah.
This is not a lesson that's about to end like in a couple of weeks. No, this is a lifelong lesson,
Yeah,
and that happens sometimes too.
because you see
Lifelong,
people
because
get
honey,
married and they go through.
oh, buddy ain't going nowhere, and I'm not either. Period, boo.
And I'm not giving up that easy.
Period, boo. Tell her. Period, boo.
Not that easy. We got at least hit a year before I feel like it's something to just
Right, and that's another thing. You can't give up so easily when it's something you really want.
right. Even if
And
you feel like at the
even-
moment you don't know if it's what you really want because your emotions are everywhere and life is taking you by storm, you can't just be like, let me give up on this, because you might be
Exactly.
giving up on something that you need to get you through.
Exactly.
That's why I'm
Don't
like,
give
you know,
up so fast.
I'm learning
Work
how to
it out.
ease up a little
Talk
bit.
it out. Right, talk it out, work it out.
Figure it out.
Now, if you can't take no more of the working it out and talking it out, then that was your lesson. You
Right.
have to let it go.
But I feel like you have to try before you just automatically
You
give
do.
up.
You have to try before you give up.
And when you do decide to give up, you have to also know that you can't re-enter a situation months or years, how long it take you to get over somebody. Get with somebody else and think that you're going to have smooth sailing, nothing's going to go wrong, you're never going to go through a slope. No, because like I said,
and you also can't enter that relationship or whatever still stuck on what happened in that last relationship or
Right.
whatever. That's not gonna work neither, because you're gonna feel like that person is doing the same thing that the other person done
Right.
did, and now you want to break up or don't want to
Right.
be together when that's not even that person's intentions to do.
Right.
So you gotta figure it out. You gotta work through it. Pray about it.
Yep. And that's another big thing.
That's what I need to just keep on doing, is praying about stuff and
Yep.
talking to God and having my one-on-one time with Him,
Because you're going to need it.
because He makes a lot of stuff happen for everybody, and we have to keep thanking Him in advance.
What? Because he keep a lot of people safe.
Yeah, He do.
A lot of people safe. And he keeps me out of jail.
He
Definitely.
said He keeps me out of jail.
For real. Sanity is one thing you definitely have to pray
Right.
for in a
You have to
relationship.
pray about it.
Because when you in love with somebody, it can drive you crazy. And people think, oh, because you're at your beginning of your life, really, because you're at the beginning of adulthood, being in your early 20s.
Early
It's like
20s.
you can experience stuff, and it's like I've experienced a lot
Right.
already. Not even just in my 20s, just being in high school, trying to be in a relationship.
Right.
It's a lot of stuff. I feel like people can't tell you how your heart feels or
Can't nobody
your
tell you how to live
maturity.
your life.
Yeah, like I feel like age doesn't, like, your age does not define the character you are or the things that you've went through or the things
Right.
you may go through. Because just because I'm younger than you don't mean because you're almost 50 that you've went through more in life than me. It means you've lived long enough to go through more than life, more in life than me. But that doesn't mean that you have. You could have had a smooth sailing life. You could have had,
Everybody's life ain't the same.
right. And it's like,
And sometimes parents gotta let their kids learn on their
right.
own.
You can advise,
Yeah, you can.
but
get
I
your
can't
advice.
learn if I don't have my own mistake, which mama,
Yeah.
I done made my mistakes. Okay, I know that.
You gotta let your child make their own
And then
mistakes,
another thing,
and
like,
that is
mistakes
okay.
don't come with age. They don't stop at age. You're gonna make mistakes all your
whole
life. You're gonna continue to make
Until
mistakes. You're
God
gonna
call
continue to
you
fail.
home.
You're gonna continue to be at your lowest at a certain part. It's about what you do to get back up, or what you
And
do
what
to
that
stay
partner
up.
do to help you
Exactly.
get back up and stay up, get you back up on your feet, encourage you to
Exactly.
do this or that or whatever. You follow your dreams. Help. The
Yeah.
partner's supposed to help you follow
Talk
your
about
dreams. Work
things
it
that
out.
y'all want to do in life. And I feel like
Right.
the main tester of relationships is when you're going through downfalls. It's
That's
like
the main.
when
yeah.
we both get to a point where we're starting to fail. Are we gonna come up as one? Are you gonna come up, independently? Is that gonna make you, feel like you're more secure about, okay, now that I'm up, I know what I have to do to stay up.
Right.
So I know that we could be together and we can manage. But that really shows you, like, if a person can really handle not just themselves, but just a unity. Because
And
if we
really
fail
there for
together,
you.
we're supposed to rise together.
Sorry, y'all, the video had cut off. But we were just talking about that. You and your partner got to come together as one to be a unit. Basically, that's basically what we was just saying.
Communicate and let go of all the bad things and focus on the
And trust
positive
one
things
another.
and trust. And it'll work out. Hopefully we can apply all this to ourselves.
Right. Right. But now, that's it. That's all we got to say. You ain't got nothing else to say? I ain't got nothing else to say. I feel like we done covered everything that we know, went through.
Until part 2.
Like, comment, subscribe. She will be making her own YouTube channel. very soon.
Very soon.
When she do, the link will be in the description. So,
Well, I already got it. I just gotta actually start start posting stuff.
well, when she put her first video up, the link will be in the description box.
So look for that content.
So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back.